Everything in Thelma Favel's house reminds her of her grandniece, Tina Fontaine.
Everything, especially her room. That's where I feel so much closer to her.
The curtains in Favel's living room have been closed since the 15-year-old was killed in 2014. It stops her from looking to see if Tina is walking home.
She was so full of life, so happy.
In the last 10 years, Favel has lived through losing Tina and seeing her accused murderer be acquitted 4 years after her death.
These last 10 years have been so hard.
Favel and her friend will host a walk and feast on Saugeen Anishinaabe Nation on Saturday in honor of all Indigenous people.
The shadows of the past are the light of tomorrow.
She'll also read a letter to Tina. August 17th is the day her body was pulled from the Red River in Winnipeg a decade ago. Her death became a catalyst for change, including the national inquiry into missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls.
It's important for us as a government.
Manitoba's first First Nations women in cabinet say Tina left an impactful legacy.
People are getting involved and saying, we want to be a part of this, we want to be a part of the solution.
The majority of the national inquiry's calls for justice, though, have not been completed. And the Manitoba advocate for children and youth, Sherry Gott, says all of her office's recommendations on Tina's case also aren't done.
I continue to call on government to come up with a plan for youth, particularly response for youth that are experiencing crisis in mental health and addictions.
Bernadette Smith says the provincial government is focused on the gaps and where help is needed. Manitoba does expect to release its first MMIW G2S Plus strategy this fall.
Tina Fontaine's legacy literally has saved lives. That little girl has saved lives from coast to coast to coast.
Back in Saugeen, changes are also underway. The First Nation is developing a family law to take over jurisdiction of child and family services. Favel's friend Marilyn Courchain believes the law would have made a difference for Tina.
It is a foundation of something that had to happen, that needs to happen because of what had happened to this little girl. So the people have started saying, enough's enough, we need to do this. We need to protect our children. I
held on to her for 10 long, agonizing years because when she died, part of me died also. Now she wants me to let go.
She says her letter to Tina is her way of saying goodbye.
She'll never be forgotten, but it is time to let her go.
Favel hopes to open her curtains once again, but says Tina's legacy has to live on. Rosanna Hempel, CBC News, Winnipeg.